Hey guys, James here. We are going to do a little bit of a Project Epoch preview video here. I'm sure you've seen a bunch of these on YouTube. Project Epoch, as you can see on the screen here, releases in 6 days from now. So I'm recording this July 20th, 2025. The Project Epoch private server releases on the 26th, which is this Saturday. Yeah, so we're basically just gonna run through the website here. I'm gonna go through the homepage, and then we'll dive a little bit deeper into the features and maybe some of the class pages. We'll see. But yeah, let's go ahead and dive in. I'm not gonna read everything word for word because that's a lot of freaking words, and I don't want to lose my voice for that. So anyway, go ahead and get started. So, Project Epoch, a new era of Classic Plus. One of the biggest differences you will see between Epoch and like Turtle WoW, which is, I would say, the other big Classic Plus server. I mean, relatively speaking, I mean, you have Ascension as well and other servers that do change some stuff, but the focus on the Classic Plus idea. Turtle WoW runs on the original, like, what is it, 1.12, 1.13? I don't know for sure, but the old vanilla client. Project Epoch is actually updating to the Wrath of the Lich King client, so it'll be running off the 3.35, if I'm remembering correctly. So it's going to be running off of that. It doesn't just expand the game, it elevates it, then gives us tools to push the limits of what Classic Plus can be. Smoother, stable experience, yes. Heart, soul, while honoring the heart, soul, and legacy of the entire Classic trilogy. Now that sentence there, I don't know if Project Epoch and the developers have talked about it before, if they plan on going past vanilla. But this here, they're honoring the Classic trilogy, but are they planning to eventually go into Burning Crusade and Wrath of the Lich King? That's interesting. Just something to keep an eye open about. Okay, World Reimagined. Classic Plus, they have done a lot of changes. So you're gonna see new towns, encampments, questing zones, hidden corners waiting to be explored. That I love just if they're adding little things that you can just go and explore. Like that's awesome. Over 1,600 custom quests. I'm sure that number is going to keep going up. More than 2,000 new creature types. Now that is interesting. That is a lot of new creatures, including hundreds of rare creatures scattered across the world. Sorry guys, hold on one second. That is a lot of new creatures to run into. So that'll be something we definitely will keep an eye out. A lot of new rare creatures gives a lot more interaction with the environment. So new class, race class combinations, like Dwarf Shaman, Undead Paladin. So there you have Paladin and Shaman being available to Horde and Lion respectively. This is interesting. So they still have a 61 point talent system on a level 60 server. So we're gonna have to dive a little deeper into how they're gonna do that. I don't know if they're offering some talent points from class quests or something, or if there's just a couple levels where you unlock 2, or how they're planning to do that. But that is interesting. And I believe, yes, so they are using Burning Crusade class design and obviously doing their own little bit of innovation on it. So that'll be interesting to look into, as most of the server will be interesting to look into. Purposeful professions. Profession-focused quests fresh recipes, and crafted items that matter. So, they are expanding upon professions. I don't think they're adding any professions. I believe jewel crafting is in, but things like that, expanding upon professions to make them actually, as it says, purposeful, will be great to see. Daring dungeons, they have new dungeons. They are expanding upon old dungeons, and that'll be interesting to see what they do with the old dungeons. As far as raids go, so they're taking it from the 40 and 20 player raids of Classic. They're making all the 40 player raids 25 player raids. 20 player raids are player challenges now. So, apparently there are new raids. I am not a big raider. I'm like a leveler open world person. So if I get into that, cool. I won't really necessarily see much of a difference, but if I get into that, that'll be cool to see. We aren't going to play this little video. I think it's just their trailer. This here is one of the cooler things about Project Epoch that I'm really excited to see how it plays in the game. It has its own custom Epoch time system. I'm going to read this word for word here. An accelerated day and night cycle that transforms how you experience Azeroth. Rare creatures, special quests, and unique encounters appear only at certain times, making the passage of time a meaningful part of your adventure. Every play session offers shifting challenges and opportunities for those who explore with the clock in mind. So, we'll dive into this a little bit later in the video, but if I remember correctly, the day-night cycle runs on like it's either an 8-hour cycle of 4 and 4, so 4 day, 4 night, where it's a 4-hour cycle with 2 hours day, 2 hours night. We'll dive into that a little bit later in the video, but Clash in combat, full suite of PvP combat, battlegrounds, arenas. Believe they are getting rid of the ranked system, so obviously we'll dive into that a little bit later. Heritage weights. This is one of the systems features that they're adding that I don't know how I feel about it. But they're adding the racial knowledge system. So I'm gonna read this word for word here. Letting you swap your racial abilities for those of another race. These new racial sets aren't just handed out; they're unlocked through lore-rich, max-level quest lines that take you across the world, immersing you in the culture, history, and challenges of the race you wish to adopt. It's interesting, and I mean it's more content. I don't know how I feel about it. That's one that I'm like, I don't know how this is gonna play out, but I'm excited to see the opportunities that it creates. So let me know what you guys think about that in the comments. Down here, rare foes. Obviously, as we saw above, they're adding hundreds of new rare creatures. Very excited to see what drops from these, what kind of encounters they are, if there's special combat challenges in there. One of the cooler things that I think they are doing is world bosses. So they have another page that we'll go and look at. It looks like not all world bosses are max level content. It looks like some are lower level content, but the max level ones, I think, is what this is talking about. They're making it so that it's like faction world PvP based. So you have to. I don't know exactly how it's going to work. Obviously, we'll look into it a little. But very interesting that could be a driver of world PvP on Project Epoch. Here they're basically just talking about challenge modes that they have, hardcore mode, all sorts of different things. Solo self-found, I'm sure, is one of them. but things like that. So they're adding those. That'll be nice. They're reshaping reputation. So reputation and rewards from reputation are going to be expanded upon. I don't know if it'll necessarily be more important, but it'll be greatly expanded upon on Project Epoch. So, all right, that's the bottom of the homepage. Let's go ahead and hop in here. Let's just start here. Let's go open all of these. We'll start going through these. Okay, so locations. And these are going to be like some specific new locations. I don't know if this is all of them or if this is just a selection of ones that they wanted. But so Eastern Kingdoms. One thing you will notice in Durotar and in Elwyn Forest, Wiltshire and Razor Hill respectively, are being greatly expanded. So you'll see the level bracket is 5 through 15, which it's essentially the same level bracket. 15 is a little higher than what I normally saw when you're doing like your starting character, but very cool to see that they're expanding on the starting zones. Dunmoral, Ironforge Airfield, level 15 to 18. That is cool. Manor Mistmantle. So I have never leveled in Duxwood. I am a Horde player generally. I've played a little bit of Alliance, but I've never really got past like level 20. So at some point I need to, just to experience it. But for the Horde. Ooh. So Duskwood expansion. I assume this is a quest area. I don't know for sure. Upper marshes in wetlands. And you guys can pause and read through these if you want a little bit more. I guess we can look through some of the images here. So I mean, Goldshire is completely different. Like, I don't even recognize that. This looks like the blacksmith, but I mean, I could be wrong. Yeah, I mean, it definitely looks completely remodeled. Obviously, why is there a troll? Oh, it's an enemy. Okay, I forgot there's trolls in Dunmoral. But yeah, we've got that. Interesting. Wetlands, a bit of a fortress thing, kind of cool. Durnhold Keep in Hillsred Foothills. I know that. This looks like so Durnhold Keep has, I don't know if there's any alliance quests in there, but I don't know if this is a classic thing, but you have like the thrall. No, that's what am I talking about? That's the dungeon. But you do have some quests where you need to go in there and like he's a captive or something. I can't remember. It's been forever since I've done that. But looks like they're expanding on this in Hillsred Foothills. So that'll be interesting to see. Blazing Hills in Arithi Highlands. Like fire elementals everywhere. I believe, I can't remember exactly where that's in Arithi Highlands, but I think it's like the northwest, north central part of Arithi Highlands. This is a really cool thing that they're adding. They're adding a ring strength. So, is it in Nogrand, in Burning Crusade, you have, it's called Ring of Blood. And there's another one in Wrath of the Lich King. That one might be called Ring of, I don't remember for sure. But, you fit a couple bosses and you get a nice loot. So that'll be interesting to see what happens here. Looks like there's a Kodo. Else hinting here? Twin Nagas or something. That'll be cool. Looks like a Goblin West Hub in Badlands. Spring Socket. Interesting. See what they can get here. What they add there, I should say. The Harborage Alliance. So, draw an eye that escaped out created a new home in the Swamp of Sorrows. That is interesting. So they're going to have a Draenei quest hub for the Alliance. In Blasted Lands, Hellstone Fortress, which I think is already an existing fortress, but it looks like they're going to be expanding on it. I might be wrong on it existing, but so we'll see. Ashfall Post, Burning Steppes, Andorral, Western Plaguelands, Ulberad Island, Eridan Bay. I don't know where this is, but this is a high-level zone. Yeah, I don't know what that is, but we'll switch over to Calamdor. Calamdor. What am I talking about? Calamdor. So here's Razor Hill. Razor Hill I can recognize a lot more, but they've definitely changed some things. Yeah, definitely expanded on Razor Hill. And they say they're building a Zeppelin tower here, which is going to be interesting. They've added the Mirage Raceway. I'm interested to see if there's actually racing here. I think there, yeah. Okay, yeah, here we go. If I would read. Gnome and Goblin crews are awaiting eager new test subjects to tear up the salt flats in their latest experimental cars. You up to join a total of 8 players per race as you weave between checkpoints, collect power-ups. I almost said power points. Sabotage other racers, and speed your way into victory. So that is very cool. That would be really cool. It sounds like there's going to be a bit of a like oh my god, Mario Kart essentially, racing mini game here, which is cool, and I hope that comes out and works really well. In Desolace, the Alliance is getting a quest hub, it looks like, of gnomes. Port Earhart, which level 35 to 45 in the Barrens. This is going to be really interesting to see what happens, if there's any quests that lead into this, what is there. I don't know. It's going to be really cool to see this, because generally when I think of the Barrens, I think of it being like level 10, 15 to like level 25-ish, 28. 35 to 45 is very high for Barrens. Gluck's compound in Alice, however you want to pronounce it. Don't know what this is, but it looks like it maybe is a quest hub. Let's see. Yeah, maybe. I honestly don't know. I don't know. I guess we'll find out. But it looks like it has some integration with Dire Maul, so maybe there's some quest hub that leads to maybe some reputation from Dire Maul or something. Steamweedle Port is being added in Tenaris, which is cool, and then another Horde questing hub, I assume, in Tenaris. Valormock, which is a Horde, I assume, questing hub. Yes. Profession-specific quest chains. That is cool. So this is in Ajara, which Ajara is essentially a dead zone. So it is cool to see them adding like 3 specific locations here. Blackmaw Village. Again, I'm gonna assume Timbermaw, Furbolg reputation. I guess it would be the Blackmaw, not Timbermaw, but whatever. And it looks like the Alliance get a gnome area there. That'll be cool. We have, good God, Hellas Aran in Winter Spring. I don't know what this is. Let's see, looks like it's probably just a combat area with some, new quest area featuring several chains for high-level players. Obviously, 55 to 58, Winter Spring's a high-level zone. This is very cool here. Silithus overhaul. So, Silithus is being transformed into an elite zone. All enemies here are intended for a group of players, showcasing the true dangers of this forgotten wasteland. So, Cenarian Hold does not exist. They've restored it to the original version when World of Warcraft first released. Some areas of the map are a bit different. Join the Valor's expedition at the entrance to Silithus and aid them in their efforts to research the Silithid and stake a foothold in its lands. Silithus is going to be very interesting as a level 60 zone. I don't think anything over here was like, you have Tolbarad Island, which maybe would be similar, but it's still level 58 through 60. Silithus looks like it's going to be like a legit just end game group content questing zone. So that is going to be really cool to see. Let's go over to world bosses here. Let's see. Engaging, challenging, and rewarding world content during leveling has always been a core desire for players. With this in mind, we're excited to introduce what we're calling micro world bosses. Designed for lower level players, these bosses will have a longer respawn time, offer a significant challenge for groups of about 5 to 10 players, and award dungeon quality loot. When you spot one of these formidable foes stomping through the world, don't hesitate to slash yell brave adventurers to join the fight. For those seeking even greater challenges, the world will also feature major world bosses. These formidable encounters are designed for endgame players demanding large groups and careful coordination to overcome. Powerful rewards that match their difficulty, these bosses will provide exciting objectives for adventurers ready to test their mettle at the highest levels. So, as you can see, they have minor and major. Ashenvale of 18 through 20. Very cool. Corrupted Ancient. Gonzor, Hills Red Foothills. This is going to be interesting. I assume... I mean, obviously, he's a Yeti of some sort, so I assume he's closer to Alterac Mountains, but I guess we'll find out. Stranglethorn Vale has King Nock. Very cool. Gorilla with bananas. You have Silithid Lurker. Very cool. In Tenaris. Ulchan in Burning Steps. The major one. And then I don't know for sure if they are putting things here that are all inclusive or just some of them. It doesn't really say if these are everything or if there are more. And same with locations on the previous page that we were looking at. So, factions. This is a big thing that they're kind of redoing here. Factions and reputation are a core part of World of Warcraft's identity. Project Epoch enhances this with multiple new factions to align with, each offering unique rewards. So, they've made targeted tweaks to existing reputation gains and vendor offerings to make the experience feel more rewarding without straying far from its classic roots. So we have major factions and minor factions. Major factions are prominent groups or organizations that play a significant role in shaping the world of Azeroth. Players can build a reputation with these factions by completing quests, assisting with their goals, or overcoming specific challenges. Major factions typically offer unique rewards such as rare mounts, powerful gear, profession recipes. Okay, so we have Timbermaw Hold here, and again, I'm not going to read through all of this. We'll just kind of look at these things. I might say a thing or two, but if you really want to look and see what it's saying here, just pause this video and take a look. Timbermaw Hold, Fellwood, obviously. That is cool that they are being added. You've got some gear over here. Valor's Expedition, which is Silithus, and obviously is that end game, an end game rep that you want to grind with a group in Silithus, most likely. Ravasaur trainers, you can get your Venomhide Ravasaur with the Horde, which is awesome to see. Then you have your Winter Saber trainers. Get your Winter Spring Frost as the Alliance. Smoky Wood Pastures. It looks like there's a mount. It's Goblin, right? Yeah, Goblin thing, and it's in Ratchet. Okay. What is this? Great Feast. Quiet Feast. Interesting. Thorium Brotherhood. I never really got into Blackrock Depths much in Classic at all. So I don't know how this has changed, or if it has changed. I don't know the difference here. So Thorium Brotherhood is getting expanded. Archer Dawn, same thing. Eastern Plaguelands. Let's go up here. We'll look at the maybe minor factions. So, what is a minor faction? Inspired by the many reputation system seen in Burning Crusade for specific cities, minor factions focus on enhancing the flavor of their respective zones. These factions reward players with gear, cosmetics, and other thematic items, offering additional depth and immersion without the expansive commitment of major faction systems. So, to me, one of the best things I saw in Burning Crusade was the Ghostlands, and I can't think of the town name there, but the second Blood Elf leveling zone was very, very well done, and the reputation and gear that you got there. So here you're seeing in the Sepulchre, in Silverpine Forest for the Horde, Aberdeen, which is in Darkshore for the Alliance, which is very cool. Just adding gear, which it makes you feel like you're gaining extra stuff while you're leveling. Hinterlands Alliance, Hinterlands for the Horde. So Hinterlands is now, oh hey, we can go there and actually do something. So there's only 4 there. Again, I don't know if these lists are all inclusive or not, but I guess we'll have to wait and see once we start diving into Project Epoch on Saturday. So, quest. So, this is a huge thing. They've added thousands of new quests. There's over 1,500. We've seen 1,600. I imagine it's probably maybe close to 2,000 total quests. Who knows? But yeah, and it's not just endgame quests, not specific zones. It's throughout the entire leveling experience. There are new quests. So, as you can see here, you want to read this. Basically, just what I said: faction rep, quests, all that stuff. They say that they have made sure that the quests aren't just random things that are thrown in, that they play into a story and they expand upon stories. Lore Master. So, Lore Master achievement has long been a badge of dedication. So, there are achievements in Project Epoch. Instead of simply completing an arbitrary amount of quests, Lore Master now takes you on a curated journey to each zone's most important events. So, you have to follow the story to get Lore Master achievement, instead of just doing a number of quests. Witness the world's unfolding history. Also earn a true sense of completion. Only those who embrace the entire journey of Azeroth, zone by zone, claim the title of Lore Master. So, very cool. I'm excited to see what they add for quests. As I said, I am a open world exploration leveling. I have alts for days and like no max levels. So I'm all about the leveling and exploring and quests and stuff like that. So, and into that again, we have rares. I've already seen they've added hundreds of rares. Every zone, they're all a little different. So, very interested to see. And again, so no zone untouched. They're everywhere. Hunting spoils, so gear, things like that. Very cool to see that we'll be getting rewards from it. And again, this goes back to the Epoch time system. Time locked terrors. So you're gonna have to wait through time, like through their time accelerated night cycle, to unlock some of these, as they only appear during day or sunrise, stuff like that. So very cool to see that. All right, so next we are moving on to racial knowledge. So this is again the feature that I'm like 50-50 on. It's interesting, but I gotta wait to see how it actually plays out. So, essentially, yeah, like cultural expression through magic. So, it's interesting that you can actually like learn other races' strengths. So, I don't think chosen there's a 2-week cooldown before you can select another path. So, there's some thought put into it that you can't just abuse it. So, let's look into this. Questing for it, obviously. We have human, racial abilities, perks. They all do come with one cosmetic. Diplomacy, sword specialization, mace specialization, human spirit, wand specialization, perception. So, just stealth detection. Interesting. I'm not gonna read through these word for word again. So, cosmetic special brew, axe specialization, frost resistance, stone form, find treasure, gun, mace, fist weapon specialization. All the specializations are like improving something with that weapon type by 1%. So, whether it's dodged or parried, reduced the chance, or critical hit with guns, something like that. Wisp spirit for night elves. Bow, polearm, staff, staves, whatever. You have specialization in all those. Elusiveness, quickness, dodge chance increased by 1% is interesting. Touch of Illusion. This one is really cool. It plays into the Epoch time system. Increases your attack and casting speed by 2% during night. Increases your critical strike chance by 1% during the day. That is cool. Nature resistance and shadow meld. Gnomes. Gnomish innovation. So, this is a cool one. When you are on flight paths, the gnomes get a gyrocopter instead of your standard hippogriff, whatever. They have arcane resistance, escape artist, thrown weapon, dagger, sword, engineering specialization, which is engineering skill increased by 15%, makes sense. Expansive mind, 5% intellect. Orc, Logosh's guidance, so you get wolves while you're in ghost form. That's interesting. We have axe, fist weapon, and polearm specialization. Command, so hunter and warlock pet damage. Blood fury and hardiness. That is good. That is a nice one. Undead, body modification. So it's interesting. So you can temporarily assume appearance of any creature flagged as undead. Interesting. Dagger, sword, wand specialization, shadow resistance, cannibalize, obviously, underwater breathing, and Will of the Forsaken. We have Taran. They get a tribal totem that's on their back. Just a cool addition. So, they have cultivation, which is herbalism skill. They have mace, gun, and stave specialization, endurance, nature resistance, and war stomp. Then you have trolls, Bonswandi's judgment, so they like float when they're dead. Interesting. Axe specialization, bow specialization, thrown weapon specialization. They have beast slaying, generation, so a flat 10% increased health regeneration, and 10% of health regeneration may continue during combat. That is cool. And then berserking, obviously. So, that's the racial attributes and abilities. So, that is cool. And I think it'll probably be nice that you can get other races, and you have to go earn it. You have to earn the ability to have their specializations. So, on to the next thing, professions. Now, let's go ahead. I'm going to read through. I'll read through this. Professions. Professions are an integral part of the game, and they mean different things to different people. You want to become a popular crafter known in the community for having a specific recipe? What about maximizing your character's potential and choosing the profession that gives you the most power? Or do you want to be a gatherer, traversing the dangerous parts of Azeroth for valuable trade goods to sell? Project Epoch, we've made sure that we offer all of these things. You can choose the path you want. So, the philosophy. Our philosophy with professions is to continue to add depth in unique ways, ensure that no matter what profession you pick, it will be a meaningful choice for your character. What makes professions meaningful? Is it that feeling of gathering all the materials for your Lion Realm and finally delivering it? Servers only crafter? What about going on a mining trip excuse me, for an hour and watching your gold tick up as your thorium ore sells on the auction house? Or even crafting your own lesser magic wand as an enchanter? One thing we noticed is that all of these connect the player to the community in some way. Retail professions have been watered down so that nothing meaningful is gained by spending the time and gold to level them up. Vanilla players have fond memories of finally crafting powerful items and have nostalgia for the grind it took to get them. Ease of access. To ensure that players can get started on their professions early and make meaningful progress, we have ensured that all racial secondary towns, Goldshire, Bloodhoof Village, Razor Hill, etc., have a full suite of gathering profession trainers available. If you are unsure where the new additions are, asking a guard should point you in the right direction. Now you don't have to run to... I'm trying to think of an example. I think in Bloodhoof Village, I don't think there was a mining trainer, if I remember correctly. I might be wrong. It's been a little while. But you don't have to run all the way to Thunder Bluff, or all the way to Orgrimmar, or all the way to Stormwind City, or all the way to Ironforge to find the gathering trainer that you need, which is nice. Meaningful bonuses. One thing that Wrath of the Lich King introduced was bonuses given to players that had leveled primary professions. For example, blacksmiths could add a socket to their own bracers and gloves. Scribes, that's interesting. Scribes could craft special shoulder enchants. We really like this idea, so we put our own spin on it that we think stays true to the vanilla principles. Interesting. Increased variety. Across the board, you can safely assume that all crafting professions have received a wealth of new recipes to train, discover, and learn. Available from a variety of sources, these new recipes are guaranteed to shake up the profession and region meta for years to come. We consider professions a core aspect of World of Warcraft, and these will continue to receive updates, new features, and adjustments over time. Mastery achievements. Every profession, including secondary professions, has received a new set of profession-specific quests. You'll find these quests across all skill ranges and all over the world. Additionally, there is the lengthy capstone quest with a unique award for each profession. Completing all quests in this category awards you a title appropriate for your chosen craft. You can flex your status as an experienced enchanter or blacksmith to all around you. Alright, let's dive into the details just a little bit here. Alchemy. So, they have profession bonuses that they'll lay out. New recipes, Philosopher's Stone, which is interesting. Very specific trinket for alchemists. Okay. Required for alchemical transmutations, it says here. Receive 100% increased duration and 25% increased effect from elixirs and flasks. Okay. Blacksmithing. Belt buckles, new recipes. Profession bonus, repair all. That is a nice one to have. 8 and 4 hours. So first rank is 8 and second rank is 4 hours cooldown. So the during a raid or a dungeon and your gear goes bad and you're a blacksmith, boom. Just repair on the spot. Not have to run away. Let's see here. So cooking. Juicy bear burgers, more black coffee. So just all sorts of new recipes. So that'll be cool to see. Enchanting, staff crafting. I like it. Wands, offhands, and enchants. Very cool. Shard transmutes. That is, yes. Yes. And they're adding ringing chance. Okay. Engineering. Engineering is, yeah, historically been like the top profession. So doesn't offer stat bonus, but still boosts all the toys and tools that you love from the vanilla world. So new things, goblin or gnome engineering, gonna be important still. Fishing with flair. Okay. Explore the shore, carry your lures in style, and new fishing tackle boxes. Okay. There's now fishing in lava, but you have to get a lava fishing pole. That's going to be interesting. Raw molten skullfish. Okay. Mobbing with friends. Daily quests for fishing are available in Black Maw Village at launch. Completing every daily is one of the requirements for a new fishing meta achievement, which rewards the Salty title. Classic First Aid. First Aid has been restored to its 1.12 state, including the Triage Capstone quest in Hammerfell and Theramore. Upgraded bandages. To account for increased health pools due to TBC stamina scaling, the amount healed by bandages has been increased. Engaging content. First aid materials are now objectives. Quests, opening a new market for crafting and selling your emergency supplies to others. That is cool. That it makes it useful, and that the quests, the things are required for quests. Herbalism, Lotus Affinity. So Black Lotus, can occasionally come with other high-level herbs. Brutal pickings. Many creatures throughout the world can be herbed upon death. Grant additional resources. Natural talent. Increases resistance of everything. Wow, that's cool. Leatherworking, armor kits, mounted speed bonuses, new patterns for dragon scale and elemental specializations. That'd be cool. Mining. So you have a bonus total stamina, which increases as you level. A load of ore. Arcanite load. Extra work to harvest, but worth the investment. Huh. Okay, we'll see what that is. Many creatures around the world throughout the world, good lord, can now be mined upon death. Okay, similar to herbalism. New ore types and hidden bonuses that give diggers and delvers even more reason to seek the riches below. So you can look here. Load of rose quartz quest item. Okay, Endurium ore. All right. There's also new skins. Beast of the Wild. Bonus damage in power. Okay, bonus damage against beasts and dragonkin. Rare hides. Classic starter profession. A little extra gold. Yep. Tailoring, embroidering, cloth scavenging, so you get more cloth drops. New and reworked recipes. That's all the professions. So I think what they're doing with professions is going to be really cool to see. I think it'll probably be a positive thing for Project Epoch. Race and class combos. So they are adding Dwarf Shaman. There's 8 new class combinations, by the way. Dwarf Shaman, Gnome Priest, Human Hunter, Dwarf Mage, Undead Paladin, Troll Warlock, Foreign Priest, and Undead Hunter. Okay. I think these are all... I think these are all pretty good. I'm interested to see how the Undead Paladin's gonna play out. Undead Paladins now channel a twisted version of holy power, fueled by vengeance rather than purity. So I wonder if there's gonna be like specific race class quests for like the Undead Paladin stuff. But overall, I think these are acceptable. Human Hunter, I mean that one's obvious for me. Like that should be easy. But it is split 4-4 between Alliance and Horde, which is good to see as well. Let's go on to challenges. So, all sorts of different challenge modes. Let's see. Okay, so this, if you want to pause, I'm not going to read through all of this, but Specifically, the rewards follow a unified reward structure offering milestones at level 20, 40, and 60. Okay, so earn a feat of strength, achievement, special announcement in the challenges world channel, 12-slot bag with utility potions. Rewards improved, 16-slot bag, more potent selection of potions, another achievement. And then if you hit 60, you get an 18-slot bag, top-tier potions, and another announcement with an achievement. So, Soul of Iron. Lighter take on hardcore. Don't die. Okay. Trial of Patience. Return to your nearest faction capital at walking speed with severely reduced stats and no access to flight paths or teleports. On arrival, speak to a chronicler to remove the challenge and continue your journey without a Soul of Iron. That is cool. Okay, so it's like similar to hardcore. If you die though, you have two options. Delete your character and start again, or like I just read, you walk back to your capital from where you're at, reduce stats, and you can't use flight paths or teleports. And then you have to do a little speaking engagement and go again. Explorer's Contract. So, having all experience sources except for exploration. Interesting. Okay. So your leveling experience from kills and quests is reduced. So you're gonna have to go and explore and do more to level. So I have to imagine there's more than just these two. But like I've said multiple times throughout the video so far, I don't know if these feature lists are complete like lists or if they're leaving some things to be found, which I would think they are. Okay, on to this next one. Difficulty. So, we'll go ahead. I'll read through. We'll go ahead and just start reading through this. So, Azeroth has been reborn as a world of true danger. On Project Epoch, creatures hit harder, survive longer, and unleash empowered abilities, pushing players to rise to the challenge. Whether you're braving the open world, facing down elite threats, diving into dungeons, every encounter now demands skill, strategy, and sharp teamwork. So, that there makes me think that, like they said, creatures, everything, even while you're out leveling in the Barrens, whether it's in the Barrens, you're in Desolace, or you're Stranglethorn Vale, things are going to hit harder, you're going to be harder to kill, you're going to have empowered abilities, like they said. The world needed more bite. Let's be honest, Azeroth has always leaned a bit too easy. Became painfully clear with the release of WoW Classic and continues today on Classic era servers. Creatures hit like wet noodles, have low armor, rarely cast abilities, and overall provide a less than intense challenge. We spent countless hours rebalancing the world using modern data, fresh design approaches, reshaping Azeroth into a far more dangerous, immersive landscape. Hopefully more rewarding. Power creep. Project Epoch introduced extra talent points and stronger early game gear, unintentionally making the world even easier than intended. Quickly realized manual creature tweaks wouldn't cut it. We needed a scalable system that could increase difficulty across the board while preserving the spirit of a Blizz-like experience without crushing the fun. Yeah. So clearly Blizzard has been taking down their videos, Project Epoch's videos, on YouTube. So we'll play that by ear. Hopefully mine don't get taken down. Epoch adjustment. We developed a custom system to scale core creature abilities like health, armor, melee damage, and spell power. First three were simple percentage buffs, but spell power. That took things further. We created custom versions of thousands of creature spells, buffed their potency, and reattached them to the creatures. The result? You'll face not just tougher creatures, but ones wielding noticeably stronger magic and abilities. Okay. What's been boosted? Our adjustments go far beyond simply increasing raw damage. We've enhanced a wide range of creature spell effects, including elemental school damage, like Fire, Frost, Shadow, health leech abilities, okay, weapon strikes, and mana burns that sap your resources. Direct heals, and periodic damage effects have all been strengthened, alongside improvements to damage shields, orbs, and buffs or debuffs affecting resistances, stats, attack power, and healing received. Together, over 3,000 creature abilities have been amplified, refreshing the world's difficulty and adding new layers of danger, strategy, and discovery. Creature upgrades, okay. Even at lower levels, you'll encounter fresh challenges you've never seen before. Okay. For example, wolves across Azeroth now have the ability to close the distance with a ruthless lunging leap, while boars may wind up a long-casting, brutal charge attack that demands quick reactions to dodge. Expect familiar foes to fight in unfamiliar, deadly ways, keeping you on your toes no matter where you roam. Okay. Elite difficulty. Elites and rare elites no longer feel like mild speed bumps. They are now the dangerous, group-worthy foes that they were meant to be, requiring sharp solo skill or well-coordinated group play to bring down. Beyond just boosting their stats, we've gone further by adding multiple elite-only questing and farming areas throughout the world. Very, very cool. That really will push for group play, offering high-risk, high-reward challenges for players eager to test their limit. And in dungeons, where elites already dominate, applied even more scaling to ensure that both trash packs and bosses push your party strategy, preparation, and execution to the limit. Bosses reinvented. Not just the dungeon trash that's been upgraded, bosses have undergone drastic reworks as well. Haven't just adjusted their stats, woven new mechanics directly into their existing rotations, or, in many cases, transformed them into entirely new encounters. Whether it's a familiar boss now sporting fresh, unexpected abilities, or a fight that feels like a complete redesign, players will face dynamic, engaging challenges that demand teamwork, strategy, and adaptability to overcome. Okay. I like this. Epoch time. So, real world, no longer tied to the real world clock. Flowing clock, here we go. The world no longer sits under a static clock. Epoch time accelerates Azeroth's day and night cycle into a 3 to 4 hour loop with subtle randomization to keep it feeling unique. It allows players from every time zone to experience dynamic sunrises, brilliant midday light, and the atmospheric moonlit nights, all within a single play session. Adaptive world, so yes, things are changing during day, during night. Atmospheric overall. More than just a faster clock, it's a chance to completely reimagine Azeroth's atmosphere. Reworked lighting, darker shadows, cooler tones, vibrant skies, Azeroth's twin moons. Whether you're traveling through misty forests or bustling cities, nighttime now feels alive, mysterious, and unforgettable. Very cool. Living wilderness. Okay. Get nocturnal beasts. Okay. Yep. So things will change during day, during night. Temporal mechanics. Even touches your abilities and items. Certain racials now react to daylight or darkness. Night elves gaining subtle bonuses like we previously reviewed. Items too gain new depth. A trinket might boost your intellect when the sun is up, but shift to enhancing spirit at nightfall. The system encourages players to adapt and plan around the changing cycle. That is, it's such a small thing, but it's going to add a lot of unique moments when people are playing. I'm really excited to see this in action, and I imagine there's going to be some sort of like, because you can hover over like the calendar or whatever in World of Warcraft now, I believe, and you can see like the day or like the point of the day by there's like a little image on there if I'm remembering correctly, and I wonder if they're gonna have a unique little like identifier that shows, oh, it's this point of the day. It's been this point of the day for this long, something like that. But I'm really excited to see this. Miscellaneous things. This is a cool one. Across level 5 to 20 zones, you'll find a charming network of rideable carts that carry up to 4 players along fixed scenic routes with multiple stops. Whether you're heading from Sentinel Hill to Goldshire or onward to Redridge, these area-themed carts offer a convenient, no-cost way to travel. Feeling adventurous? You can even hop off or on a passing cart mid-journey. Just mind your timing. It's a lighthearted communal way to explore the world alongside fellow travelers. I like this. This is a really cool way to break that monotonous journey of just, all right, I'm walking here, I'm walking here, I'm walking here, I'm walking here. Oh, I'm gonna hop on a cart this time. I like that. Achievements, obviously. Transmog. Yes. So yeah, you can it's personal transmog. You can see all the transmogs, or you can turn it off if you don't want to participate. So that is nice to see. Guild bank system. Great. Mount scaling. Mount speed automatically scales with your highest unlocked riding skill. That is cool. So you can ride whatever mount you want. Dual spec is in. Good. That is awesome. Redefine your look. So the barber chair. Tired of looking like Asmongold? Fight on your terms. Okay. You're out. Okay, so queuing for battlegrounds anywhere in the world. Do that. That is good quality of life addition. Collections tabs. It's good to see this. So you don't clutter up your bags. Yes. Under the hood. Again, they are going with the Wrath of Lich King client. Yeah, it's just better than the vanilla client. It's better. So awesome to see that. Let's go ahead. Let's hop in. Look at some dungeons. So they have new dungeons. They are redoing some dungeons, like changing their laid out and stuff. Dead Mines. I believe they've added on to it and stuff. Wailing Caverns, of course. Glittermurk Mines, which is a new one in Stranglethorn Vale for level 39 to 45. That'll be interesting. Buried Hold and Tul Barad, 57 to 60. Stone Talon Caverns, interesting. So this makes me think that there are a lot more, and they haven't updated it. Dungeon, a max level dungeon in Stone Talon Mountains. That is really cool. So hop back up here. Let's go look at raids. Again, they're mentioning that they've reduced it to 25 and 10-man groups. Let's see here. Custom bosses, encounters, reworked loot, designed to challenge your raid group. Okay. New way to gear up. Tier tokens. Okay, so tier tokens are being used. Oh wait, hold on. Especially, okay. Rather than turning in your tokens to a vendor, you'll use a system called reforging. This unique system allows you to take your tier token to a thematic location in the raid corresponding to that tier and reforge it to the item of your choice. For example, to convert certain tier 1 tokens, you'll need to be in the center of Onyxia's lair, while other tokens from Molten Core require standing at the Rune of Warding. The same concept will apply to future tier raids, providing an immersive and thematic way to collect your gear. Okay, so that's interesting. Future of epic proportions. Hard at work on entirely new raids. Okay. Onyxia's Lair, 3 encounters. I always thought there was just Onyxia. Am I wrong? Molten Core is 11. Oldham. And then, of course, they haven't updated this. So, I don't know for sure what all additions there are, but an Oldham raid sounds absolutely amazing. And yeah, very, very interested to see what they do with dungeons and raids. Let's go look at PvP here. Okay, so they have got rid of the ranking system. Good. Seasons of War, PvP gear. Okay. Release. Okay, so they're having seasons. PvP. Okay. Let's see. New stat called PvP Defense. Reduces your damage taken from other players, those players' pets. Okay. So you can purchase gear there. Level by blood. Additionally, low-level players can find PvP gear of their own at vendors outside of Battleground entrances, such as Mortar Rampart in the Barrens for the Horde or Silverwing Grove National for the Alliance. Gear can be upgraded for a discount, allowing you to maintain a strong gear set while you level up. That's awesome. Marks of Honor. Okay, it's showing what you can actually do with Marks of Honor. Okay, so you can get some gear with those. Okay. Honor points. Honor. Yeah, so you can get stuff with honor as well. Conquest points, same thing. All right. Oh, with that, guys, that's gonna be the end of this video. I think it's about right at an hour long. Again, today is July 20th. Project Epoch releases July 26th, 6 days from now, on Saturday, July 26th. I said July 26th a lot right there. I am definitely going to be streaming that day. And yeah, I'm excited to see what all is added. But yeah, I think I'm going to end this one here, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments. If you're going to be trying out Project Epoch, what you think. What features you're excited about. Yeah, I think the Epoch time thing, the day-night cycle, I think that might be the thing I'm most excited to see, how that is implemented and how it actually changes how you're exploring the world. But let me know what you guys are most excited about below. If you would, please like and subscribe. Share this if you feel like it. And yeah, let me know what you guys think. See you guys on Project Epoch.